Hey guys, I'm Alistair, and this one here is the Saucony Triumph 23. If you're not familiar with the Triumph series from Saucony, well, it's very much a max cushion daily trainer. So if you need a shoe to bag easy mileage, whether you're looking to pick up your distance and you just need a very comfortable soft cushion shoe to do so, well, that's where the Saucony Triumph 23 steps in. This one's very much going to be for heavier runners who maybe heel strike and just want to take it easy on their runs. It's a very forgiving ride, and because the midsole does flare out or bubble out at the bottom, it does actually have a fairly stable ride, even though it's not a stability running shoe. And when it compares to the Saucony Triumph 22 that came before it, well, there are some really cool updates that do make it a better shoe in my opinion. More on that in just a moment. Starting with the key specifications then. They cost $160. I'll let you know at the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 10 ounces or 283 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. They have a drop of 10 millimeters from heel to toe. That's 37 millimeters under the heel and 27 millimeters under the toe. The upper is using an engineered mesh. It's got some breathability to it, but it's not the most breathable upper. So if you are running in incredibly hot, humid conditions, like I am here in Florida, your feet are probably going to heat up quite a lot. But if you're somewhere cooler, then you're probably not going to notice that too much. The midsole uses PWRRUN PB foam, which is very cushioned, it's very bouncy. So it's got a nice balance there where it does provide cushioning and shock absorption. It gives you a little bit of bounce back. It's not plush like Saucony says on their website, but it is very protective and cushioned underfoot. And I like the fact it's not too plush, because when a shoe gets too plush, you lose stability. So heavier runners are absolutely gonna love this because it does feel supportive and stable on the run, but also hugely cushioned. The outsole is using XT900 rubber compound, and although it doesn't cater to the whole of the outsole, there are some exposed areas of foam here. It does provide very good traction where it's needed most. When it comes to sizing and fit, they're very much true to size, and I'd say they have a medium width, but it does cater quite well to more volume. So if you have voluminous feet, you will be able to undo these laces a lot and actually get a nice comfortable fit. And I believe there is a wide option available if you know you've got particularly wide feet. I love how the new heel counter feels. It's nice and flexible. I'm seeing Saucony put this on all their new running shoes at the moment. They also put one on their Endorphin Speed 5 that I recently reviewed, and I'm totally for it. I love articulated heel counters because they don't put too much pressure on the back of your Achilles. They're also very easy to slip on, and heel lock's great as well. So win-win-win for articulated heel counters like this. If you're enjoying this review, please give the video a like. Very easy to do, just go bam on that like button, and that'll make me feel great if you do that. Also, comment on the video. I really like it when you guys do that. It lets me know you're watching, lets me know you're engaged, you're enjoying the content hopefully. But if you've got any questions about the shoes, maybe you want a particular shoe reviewed by me as well, let me know in those comments down below. And if you don't have questions like that, maybe just say hello. Let me know where you are, where you're based, what type of running you like to do. Just get that conversation going down in the comments. You've made it to my performance review, my favorite part of every review. The Saucony Triumph 23 is very much focusing more towards being a comfort daily trainer. It sits more in the scale of being a slower, cushioned running shoe that makes running feel easier. So I think anyone who is maybe new to running, or you just need a shoe that's going to feel nice and easy on your feet so that you can keep going out and logging more mileage. It's not a running shoe if you want to go fast, is what I'm trying to say. For that, you probably will want a speed training or tempo running shoe. That'll expand your range in terms of what types of training runs you can do. But this one kind of sits at the bottom there as a very max cushioned, comfortable running shoe for bagging easy miles. And I'd say it's going to be best for heavier runners or runners who like to land on their heel, because you just get such great shock absorption from the cushioned shoe, and because it's actually quite stable and highly cushioned, heavier runners are going to really enjoy this shoe as well. So it's not going to be for lightweight runners or lighter runners because it's going to feel a bit bulky for you. And actually starting to feel a little bit bulky for me as well. It's not really the daily trainer that I would personally pick. I prefer a lighter shoe that maybe has a little bit less cushioning and more response for the type of runs I like to do. I like to try and pick up the pace and move my landing point more towards the forefoot, in which case lower drops, anything from 4mm to maybe 8mm, works better in that scenario. This is a 10mm drop, and that really does kind of push the runner into landing more on the heel to give them that soft landing where most of the force is going to be if you are a heel striker. It really is a very comfortable shoe. You've got a nice bit of cushioning. There is a good bit of bounce and response from the flex of the shoe, but also it's this PWRRUN PB foam that just does a super job of making it feel comfortable, but also gives you a bit of forward motion too. I briefly mentioned earlier that it does have a flared base. Hopefully you can see this, but this lower section of the midsole kind of just flares out at the bottom, and that gives you extra stability. It gives you more surface area to land on, keeping your stride and your gait more stable, reducing that lateral roll a little bit. It works really well, feels very comfortable, means that you do have a nice soft landing pretty much any way you land on the shoe. Now the breathability isn't great, but the overall fit and feel of the shoe is great. So if you're not going to be picking up the pace or doing really high intensity runs, you're probably not going to notice the fact it's not that breathable. I absolutely love how cushioned the collars are, this articulated heel counter, it's all very padded, and it's quite tight on the Achilles here. You'll see it kind of closes in on it. That's not uncomfortable, but it does give you a nice heel lock. So I really like what they've done there. It feels secure, feels very comforting and supportive as well. The tongue is a really good length, doesn't slip around, gives you lots of protection from the laces above your foot when they're done up tight. So all the features on this shoe do work really well, but I feel like it's going to be targeted very much at a subset of runners. And those are runners who just want to run a little bit slower. Maybe you're a heavier runner as well, and you heel strike. That's really what this high cushioned daily trainer is going to be best for. How does it compare to the Triumph 22 then? Well, I've got the 22 here, looks very similar colorway. It also looks really similar, just in terms of geometry and silhouette. The ride is incredibly similar. The new version has that bulge in the midsole, which does kind of give it more stability. It does feel better, and I just prefer these heel counters that articulate backwards. It gives me a better lock and it doesn't put pressure on my Achilles. So fit and actually breathability to some degree is a little bit better on this new version as well. When it comes to coverage of outsole rubber, well, I'm gonna have to say previous version was better there. There's a lot more exposed foam on the bottom of the new version 23, and unfortunately exposed foam, while making the shoe lighter, it doesn't give you as much durability or traction in those areas. So is the Saucony Triumph 23 worth $160? Well, for the right runners, yes it is. So if you are the runner, like I mentioned, who wants to run slower, you just want a highly cushioned running shoe to do it in so your feet don't feel like they've been bashed up. You're probably a heel striker and maybe you've got a larger build, which means you want a stable cushioned shoe. That's really what this one does, and I feel like it's getting very close to the Hurricane 25 right about now. It's getting very close to solving the same problems that that shoe does. But I have to say I prefer the Hurricane 25 to this one. The lower drop and a few other features, in my opinion, make it a better shoe. So if that's the type of runner you are, definitely $160. You get a lot of shoe, it's very comfortable, and for the most part, very durable. But if you're a lighter runner, these are probably going to feel a little bit bulky for you, in which case maybe look towards the Saucony Ride or the Endorphin Speed 5. But if you're still not sure, but you know what type of running you like to do, just let me know in the comments and I'll get you hooked up with the best running shoes for you. Well, that's it for me. I really hope you enjoyed this Saucony Triumph 23 review. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.